Welcome to another The Chosen Trivia Challenge. This quiz is designed to help you notice details you may have missed. After each answer reveal, we'll connect the scene to its biblical foundation. Feel free to pause the video anytime to read the Bible passages for yourself. The goal isn't just to remember what happened in the show, it's to better understand the true story that inspired it. Alright, YouTube family, let's grow.
How well do you know the Bible? I am going to ask 14 multiple-choice questions ranging from childhood paralysis, backstory, through Jesus' Sabbath healing reason. Let's see how well you do. Let's begin. In the show's opening flashback, what tragic event causes a young boy to become paralyzed? The answer we are looking for is D. He falls from a tree. This event establishes the emotional backstory of the crippled man at the pool. Which radical political and religious movement emerged in first century Judaism with the goal of forcibly removing Roman rule? The answer we are looking for is C. The Zealots. The Zealots were an aggressive, nationalistic movement within Second Temple Judaism that advocated for immediate armed rebellion against Rome. What was the central ideological devotion and motto of the Zealots regarding absolute authority? The correct answer is D. We have no Lord but God. This motto reflected their uncompromising theological stance, fiercely rejecting Roman taxation and imperial sovereignty. In the show's fictional subplot, what violent operational plan does a Roman investigator uncover regarding the Zealots? The answer we are looking for here is B. A plot to assassinate a Roman magistrate. The Zealots targeted high-profile Roman officials to provoke a massive public uprising. According to the show's timeline and biblical customs, during which major pilgrimage feast do these events take place? The correct answer is B. The Feast of Tabernacles. Also known as Sukkot, this major feast required Jewish people to build and live in temporary shelters to remember God's wilderness provision. In the script, which Old Testament verse does Simon the Zealot quote to justify taking violent action against those compromising Jewish worship? The correct response here is B. Exodus chapter 22, verse 20. The text states that whoever sacrifices to any god other than the Lord must be destroyed, which the Zealots applied as a mandate for political violence. What is the zealous Pharisee Shmuel planning to do in the Jerusalem marketplace to enforce religious orthodoxy? Our answer here is D. Preach publicly against false teachers. Shmuel aggressively targets Jesus and his followers, viewing their unorthodox ministry as a dangerous threat to the established religious order. What terrifying visual sight outside Jerusalem serves as a constant warning of Roman power? The correct choice is A. Crucified people along the roadways. Rome utilized public crucifixion as a brutal, humiliating deterrent to instantly crush any thoughts of political insurrection. In his teaching during the festival, what does Jesus state that the temporary shelters of tabernacles are meant to represent? The correct answer is C, a leveler of people, reminding both wealthy and poor of their reliance on God. Living in identical booths symbolize the equal spiritual standing of all Israelites before the presence of the Father. What historical, non-Jewish archaeological association did the Pool of Bethesda have during the Roman occupation era? The answer we are looking for is A. It was used as a shrine for pagan gods of healing. Excavations show the site functioned partly as a Roman Hellenistic healing shrine dedicated to Asclepius, explaining the superstitious, stirring folklore. In his dialogue, what does the Roman investigator explain as Rome's primary psychological strategy when handling rebels? And the answer is A. To humiliate them and expose their plans as completely futile. Rome aimed to break the morale of the populace by demonstrating that resistance was completely hopeless. Which famous wisdom phrase from Ecclesiastes 3:2 does Simon the Zealot quote to rationalize his lethal mission? The correct answer is C, a time to kill. Simon leverages the poetic list of human seasons to justify his immediate plans for assassination. According to John 5:6, what challenging question does Jesus ask the invalid man at the pool before performing the miracle? The correct choice is B, do you want to be healed? Jesus targets the man's heart and resolve, moving him past his excuses of isolation to focus entirely on Christ's immediate power. In the show's script, what symbolic, witty phrase does Jesus use to explain why he heals on the Sabbath despite the legalistic pushback? The correct answer is A. Sometimes you have to stir up the water. The phrase plays on the pool's legend, showing that divine compassion directly overrides rigid administrative Sabbath restrictions.
Great job, you completed this round. Share your score or your favorite part of this episode in the comments. Now comes the real challenge. How do you want to keep growing? Take the next episode's quiz in the series. Dive deeper into God's Word with our full Bible trivia playlist. Or explore my essay where I use a quarter, basic questions, and Occam's razor to show why a theistic worldview is more reasonable than an atheist worldview. This video covers only a few points. Read the full essay at www.activityministry.com/reason. If you enjoy engaging with God's Word in fun, interactive ways, consider becoming a member of this ministry. Thank you for playing. Like, subscribe, and until next time, be blessed and be a blessing.